What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay Podcast with actual 3 people again. Hey, we did a thing.
Kaylan.
Tried to silence me, but they can't take me down. You're gonna swing for the king. You better not miss. I'm back.
I keep paying the assassins, and all they do is just put you down for a couple of days. Like, it's just, man, all the not money I'm paying them. I don't know what I'm getting out of this anymore. But anyways, we are here to talk about video games, and actually, we're here to talk about more than video games. We're here to talk about games that will, I don't know, maybe they could exist someday. I don't know if we're ever going to get into the video game development stage, but hey, these are games coming out of our brains. So, while Kaylan's shaking his head, he's like, no, there's no way in hell this game's getting made. Oh, so it's a Splinter Cell game. What? They made you an anime. What are you mad about?
It's prepping. It's priming. It's priming the audience for more Splinter Cell.
I couldn't hold myself. I'm like, no, as I was in mid-sentence, I'm like, oh, this is going to be some game Kayla's never played before. Splinter Cell. I got a choke right now.
Also, can we just quickly call out that Ubisoft not only did not give Kaylan the game he wants, they chose the genre of media he probably hates the most.
No. That's not true. That's not true. They didn't make a JRPG with Splinter Cell.
Imagine in the episodes, it's kind of like whatever that Netflix show was where you got to make decisions. Like the turn-based options come up in the show.
Oh man!
Like you guys wonder why I don't come on this show.
We bring you right back to reality.
I get bullied every time I come here.
You miss us.
I do.
But yeah, we're going to be, obviously we're going to talk about what we've been playing, but our main topic of the day, now that Jeff Keighley's not ticking us off anymore. By the way, did you catch any of the stuff or any of the trailers from that, Kaylan? I forgot to even think about asking that.
I did, yeah. I kind of quickly glanced over. There was nothing that was like super appealing to me there.
So we're all in agreement that, we think Jeff Keighley, aside from the Game Awards, which is a little more interesting to watch, maybe Summer Game Fest and Gamescom ONL is maybe not for us no more. Not for us old folks. It seems like it's all for the Zoomer crowds.
All for those Twitch kids.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk about games that we wish existed. Maybe Jeff Keighley could have shown those off instead, but, that's never going to fucking happen. But yeah, we're going to give some of, whether it's a massive game or a couple of small concepts, we're going to give ideas that, we wish would be done, how it would be done, and, why it's clearly the best thing ever, and you as a game developer should make it. But first, you know what? He's been away long enough. I'll give him a little bit of a floor here to talk about all the things that he did. So first, we gotta know, have you finished Expedition 33?
I did. I have finished Expedition 33. Yeah, I got some thoughts on it. Wanted to talk about it. So finished Expedition 33 probably like 2-3 weeks ago. 2 weeks.
It's already a good sign. You finished an RPG. It's already a good start.
So my thought is, I feel like this game is good. It's impressive for what it's done, but I don't see Game of the Year. I think it's overhyped, and
me and Kaylan not agree on something.
Not in the sense that it's a bad game, not in the sense that it doesn't deserve the praise. It's impressive for what it does, but it is not the most impressive video game that I've played. I thought the story was cool in terms of like what it was doing. I was curious of what was happening more and more. There were twists that I wasn't expecting early on, and I was like, oh, this is gonna happen. Doesn't happen. So it's cool. It's a very approachable, it's a very good I'm gonna call it an RPG. I don't even want to call it an RPG. It's a turn-based combat action adventure game. I was having this conversation with Chris on our Discord, and that like, this is not an RPG game. This is like, it's not a JRPG because it is not like, it doesn't fall into the tropes of JRPG. The only thing it is a turn-based combat action adventure game. You're walking through this world, you're doing like turn-based combat, but there's no roleplay. Like there's no decisions to be made of like, how does your character react to this? Like you don't influence the story. It is a very linear story for the most part, save for one or two like decisions at the end, and it kind of falls into that same aspect of like Deus Ex Mankind Divided, where like you kind of just fall through, and then at the end it's just like, all right, pick which ending you want. Like that's kind of where it goes. It's still cool and it's still impressive, but I don't know. I was expecting more roleplay. I was hoping for more decisions to be made. The story was interesting for the most part. I liked some of the philosophical questions that it brings up. I don't like based on the impressions that I had and the feelings that I had about characters and motivation and what they would do. I got a more negative ending, and I'm not.
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
necessarily
we
feel like
agreed
a
on
great-
stuff.
Yeah,
Because I 100% picked that ending too.
yeah. In terms of like the combat, I felt like towards the end it got very repetitive in that I knew, like I was just going through the same motions each time. You know, start the turn, this person does this, this person, like it was a checklist at this point that I didn't feel like I was making decisions or changing my strategy. I was just going through and doing the same thing over and over. So combat wise, it was fun. Like it's a good game. Like it's not bad, and I think it's just like this is the level of market that I think we've been talking about of like, hey, good length of game. This is like kind of a mid-tier developer, like high mid-tier, and appropriately priced. Like I think what they did with the open world is a good way to like make an open world-ish game without having to build these giant elaborate maps. So yeah, like I liked it overall, but I think I came in with, you know, all the hype that had come before it, and I feel like I came in with a different perspective, and I don't know if this game, it didn't surprise me as much because I'd heard so many good things, and so I think it kind of got overhyped. So for me, like this game is like a 5 out of 6 kind of thing.
Yeah, that sums out to me where I had it as like an 8 out of 10 level game. Like I think it's solid.
Yeah, it's a solid game, and like, but it does have like it falls into some trappings of like repetition. I feel like the ending went on too long. Like it's like, okay, I know where this is going, I know what this is doing, and there's still more. So yeah, like there's some rough edges that it is not a perfect game. It is definitely one of the best games that has been made this year, but this to me does not sit in like a pantheon of all-time classics.
There's going to be a real conversation to be had, you know, when we look in the next, like the rest of this decade for turn-based RPGs in general, on because like in a vacuum, I look at Expedition 33 and I just go, this is a pretty high quality game from a studio that we didn't expect this from, on a console that we didn't expect this from, and honestly in a visual style that generally has led to usually lackluster quality games, as Square Enix has repeatedly put out as of recent. But I'm imagining in like 2030, looking at potentially the game library as we get, you know, now that a lot of new studios or old studios start maybe working on something now in response to this, seeing what the landscape looks like then. I honestly, when this is all said and done, I'm going to look at this game and being like, I think it's overhyped in the moment, but I think this might be a lot more important in the long term for this genre than we might think at this moment. Because the fact that, you know, this got so many people that normally would never look at this type of game before, like Kaylan, actually playing this and giving it a relatively decent score. Like, obviously, he's found its faults with it, but a 5 out of 6 is still a 5 out of 6. That's no laughing matter there. It really makes me wonder if, like, okay, could this be like, I don't know, the level of the 90s again, or even like the 2000s where it got like overblown. Obviously, Chris, ironically enough, we've been doing the side quests recently, talking about some of the best JRPGs from those eras. I wonder if this game is, and along with like Metaphor, with Atlas being as good as it's doing still, and a lot of these old games resurging, like say with Final Fantasy VII, potentially 9, Dragon Quest getting a lot of games redone, that this might mean that like the 2030s could be another big boom period again for that genre, now that a lot of companies are starting to see that people also with the fact that single player games, people are starting to realize, oh yeah, people actually like games that aren't just over the top multiplayer shooters over and over. That maybe it's just going to be a period that it comes back again. And look, even if it means Expedition 33 has to win Game of the Year in order for this to happen, fine. I'll take that if it means that JRPGs make a big comeback again, because it's our bread and butter, me and Chris. I don't think we'll complain at that point.
Yep. Yeah, you're both wrong. Game of the Year.
Other than that, so I played Expedition 33, finished it. By the way, it's thrown out there. Soundtrack to this game, really good. Like the sound design of this game was really good. Like that.
I'm gonna be really sad if South of Midnight doesn't win Best Music, because I really love South of Midnight's music. But if Expedition 33 wins it, I'm not gonna be that upset, because it's some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I've played that. I've been continuing on with my journey with Plucky Squire, and I'm gonna kind of say the polish has fallen off of this game. I started really liking, and it does do good stuff. Like, I'm not quite finished, but I feel like I can kind of give my judgment now. I'm like, maybe I got like an hour, maybe two left. Um, the game's good. Like, I feel like it's more good ideas poorly executed. I think the idea of having like this little storybook kind of character going on this Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening kind of adventure, super cool on paper, but it's just the execution doesn't work. Like, the combat is very narrow, the puzzles aren't very complex. I also find that like there is just so much bloat in terms of this like game and dialogue. Like, every other 2 minutes you're getting stuck with this dialogue thing of things that just don't need to be said.
I was already getting bored of it like maybe after 2 hours, and I saw how long it takes to finish, and I'm like, I don't know if I want that, man.
Yeah. So it's like a neat idea, just like didn't stick the landing. So like it's cool what it does. It very much in the same vein of like Expedition 33. It's a genre that's maybe not represented as much. Neat ideas, but where Expedition 33, did do an amazing job, this one doesn't quite accomplish it as successfully. So for me, this one gets like a 3 out of 6. Like, I don't think it's not a bad game any stretch, but it's not anything that I feel like.
Yeah, like you have to be like super into whatever this game is to be really like wanting to play it.
Even still, I don't know if it would. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong. It's a functional, competent game, but it is not like it's a functioning game. Like, it's not like unplayable. It's not problematic, but it's just boring. So yeah. And then other than that, I'm almost done playing Doom: The Dark Ages, so I've been like burning through games, which is just really awesome. And I am loving Doom: The Dark Ages. It is the stupidest game. I have no idea what the hell's happening with this story. I don't care. I am just ripping and tearing. Like, this game is made by and for 12-year-olds. Like, in the context, like, I have a shield that has a chainsaw and a dragon with laser wings that has a Gatling gun on it. Like, if this is not written by a 12-year-old boy in his like notebooks, I'd be surprised. Like, it's that kind of dumb. There's like something to do with, I don't know, like it's a future. It's like feels like it's like medieval, but in like the future with spaceships and something going on. I don't know. Doesn't matter. They're just like, hey, you're here. Go to the other end and don't let anything get in your way. And I'm like, sure, I'm a snowplow and my plow is my shotgun. Like, let's clear some snow. Like, it's great. I come upstairs, I'll play this game, and I come upstairs and Jen's like, what is wrong with your eyes? They are absolutely bloodshot. And it is because I'm not blinking. I am literally just staring at this game wide-eyed because it is just so fast and fast-paced. I am absolutely loving it. I still think that the 2016 Doom is still the best version, but this one is a very strong contender. I did not like the second one. I forget what that one was called.
Eternal?
Yeah, Doom Eternal. Did not like that one. I felt it was too I did not like the platforming as much. This one does not have that platforming bullshit. And it doesn't have as much of the rock, paper, scissors mechanics where this weapon has to be used to fight this boss. You can't kill this guy unless you have this weapon. This one is like, you want to use whatever weapon you want? Sure. Like, every weapon is viable. There's no bad strategy.
In some cases,
I'm playing
what
it on
do you
medium.
got left?
Pretty much, yeah. So like, but it's gotten to the point where I am like, for the last 3 levels, I am just, nothing is in my way. I have challenges, but I'm not like failing that much. It's a pretty generous game. I probably could play it a little bit harder, but I'm loving this game. If you want a complete power fantasy and just mowing down guys, like, this is the game for you.
Yeah, like, I'm kind of annoyed that I just don't have the urge to go back and play it, because I've played like maybe the first like 2-3 hours of it, maybe a little bit more than that. It might be more like, but like, and I fucking love it. And then it might just be like other like personal stuff that just is making my brain not want to vibe with that right now. But like, at some point I do hope to actually properly finish it, because it is phenomenally good. And I was concerned at first because I'm like, Doom just really hasn't clicked since they brought it back. As soon as when they originally said it's more grounded, it's going to be way more about just taking care of everything that's in your way. Don't worry about like, playing like it's a goddamn, parkour map or anything. And as soon as I played the first level, I went, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted in a Doom game. And while, obviously I may not finish it even this year the way that I'm going with things, because once it starts picking up, it may be even harder to find time to bring this sucker back up now. But like the little bit of time that I did play it, I went, yeah, no, I can vibe with this shit again. I'm more than okay with that. I mean, I guess it helps having a really nice new rig that makes it look like a goddamn dream on it, but aside from other things.
This game is a game about experience. This is not a game like it's a single player game, but it is not one that you're playing for the story. This is something where I would say you can turn off your brain and listen to a podcast as you go through this, but once again, the sound design on this is fantastic. That
also, why would you want to hear the audio with that fucking soundtrack on?
Right, that's the thing. But like, it's that kind of thing where you don't need to know what's going on. It's just, hey, get through. Like, it's a very classic '90s game of just get through the level. It doesn't matter. Like, the monsters are bad, kill them. Like, that's all you need to know. And it's neat because the way that they do it, it does kind of seem like I remember hearing someone describe it as a bullet hell game, and it is very much a bullet hell game where you're watching what's coming in and there's like parrying attacks and like you're constantly. It does feel like that. So I really am enjoying this game. This is one of my favorite games from this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to dive into this.
Yeah, like 2 years from now when you finally catch up.
Oh, it's installed and it's on Game Pass, so I'll play it soon. It's just what I'm playing on Xbox it takes up all my time.
What are you playing? That's a segue. What are you playing?
Well, I'm actually playing 2 games, so I'll hop into the one I'm playing on Xbox in a second because I know Adam
doesn't count. You don't have to list that anymore.
No, I know what he's been playing, and it's not Pilantro. Thank God.
So the first game actually may surprise you guys because I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast. I may have already. During the Steam Summer Sale, I actually picked up Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Yeah, didn't we talk about Avatar it a little last week?
It may have been last week or the week before. Could have been 3 years ago. I don't know. Actually, it wouldn't have been that long. But yeah, it was just on for like $20 in the Steam Summer Sale, and honestly, I picked it up because I was missing Disney World, and there's a huge Avatar section there that's like really cool. Plus, third movie's coming out this year, and it's kind of like a comfort food movie. It's not like one you like need to go see, but it's like I feel like going to the movies when it's like dark and dreary outside. That's nice. Yeah, so I picked it up, and I'm like 15 hours in, which I hadn't realized I was like that far. It is really good. I was I was on the like, this is just Far Cry on a different skin and blah, 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 blah. Ubisoft has actually done a really good job of making this a completely different game. Like, it is open world. It is, very foresty, which is very Far Cry. But there's no towers, for example. Fast travel is something that just kind of unlocks as you play. Every time you destroy an enemy base or you just happen to get to a camp or village or whatever with other Navi, it's just like, oh, you've discovered this place. And like, you can fast travel there. There's no towers. There's no like, you have to unlock the map by finding this and then climb it and then make sure you unlock it and blah, 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 blah. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It's open world, but I've found the game to be extremely linear, which is good. Like, that's what I was actually kind of hoping for. You can go and do more side stuff or go around and explore more. But honestly, like, I've been just focusing on the missions, like the main story missions, and then the side missions that interest me. And I'm just skipping all the ones that don't interest me, where it's like, learn a new recipe, go and find these 3 items. Like, no, screw that. But some of the side missions are actually really good, where it's like, hey, this Navi's missing. We don't know where she is. Can you like help us find her? And there's actually like a story that's behind it. You'll like go to an enemy base and she actually is like behind it with like a broken leg and trapped, and you got to try and help her, and it alerts the base and stuff. Like, it's just random stuff like that that makes it very enjoyable. But it's a lot of fun. Like, I am actually finding myself interested in what's happening next. The story is not complicated. If you've watched any of the movies, think the exact same thing. It's more about the visual spectacle, the bit of messaging where it's like, destroying nature is bad. Don't be a bad person and destroy nature kind of thing. But even destroying the enemy bases, while if you play Horizon Forbidden West, destroying the bandit camps or whatever, it's like, okay, cool, this is like boring now. But in this game, it's more, there's just like a giant drill or oil rig like going into the planet, and it's like destroying that area, all the plants, everything is like this like dark brown, like as if that area of the planet is dying. So it's kind of like, get rid of this and you'll fix that area. And it kind of just brings the pollution down in general, which is kind of a goal. Plus it unlocks a fast travel point if you do that. But the cool thing is, to destroy that base, it's not like kill everybody in it. It's actually like there is 2 air vents that you need to close, and then you just need to pull this one lever so that a third thing opens up, and then shoot at it and destroy it. So you can actually go in pure sneakily, like just go in with a bow and arrow, sneak past stuff, open the 2 vents, and all of a sudden you're destroying that main base while everybody's still in it, and they bounce and get the heck out of there. Or you can go in guns blazing with either like human weapons or Navi weapons and like actually take everybody out and then quickly open the vents. Like, it's completely up to you how it goes. This game is, like I'm saying, it's just really enjoyable. Like, it's kind of just a gameplay loop with a cool story that's nothing too crazy, pretty easy to understand. And I'm actually really enjoying it. Out of 10, I'd give it like an 8, maybe a 7.5 or an 8. It's more, the visuals are insane. It's probably the most beautiful game I've actually seen, obviously, I think, in my entire life. Like, I can't think of any game that matches it graphically, that's for sure. So that's a big part of it. And the music is really nice in it too. But yeah, highly suggest it. I'm not done it. I don't even know if I'm close. It's kind of a game I just go into on my PC when I feel like playing it. And it's very enjoyable, nice loop, all that kind of stuff. The other game I've been playing is the one Adam's excited for, which is Metaphor ReFantazio. I've been playing it on Game Pass on the Xbox. I love it. I don't like it's, I kind of already talked about it, I think, on the podcast like a few weeks ago. Basically, it's a really great JRPG. Turn-based. It has all the things I like so far in a JRPG. Like, if I have to run and go grab, fill my coffee or something, I can hit auto battle and take off real quick, and it may finish the fight for me when I come back. So if I ever do feel like a little burnt out or anything, that is an option that's there, which I really like. But I mean, the characters are great. The voice acting is actually like some of the best I've ever heard. It's definitely the best that I've heard in a JRPG, besides maybe stuff like Expedition 33 and stuff recently. But I actually can hear the voice actors like not just saying cringy JRPG lines. They're actually like acting, if that makes sense. Which is obviously in this genre not always the case. The visuals, beautiful. The combat, amazing. The music, fantastic. The story so far is very interesting. I feel like it's going to just keep opening up and going different directions, like that kind of stuff. The enemies are friggin' wild. If anybody's ever seen Attack on Titan, it gives like the big monster enemies are very much the creepy Attack on Titan things. Weird, like, oh my god, what the hell is that? I want it to die. So
in this game.
Yeah, I just fought one. I don't know if it's a spoiler, so if anybody doesn't want to hear what one of the bosses looks like, I'm not going to give any story, but it's a giant baby's head, like an actual human baby with like a bonnet, and just 2 massive feet below it, and giant teeth. And the teeth are like right out of Attack on Titan. Now. Like, yeah, that's where I am in the game. What the fuck? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you see the thing in the shadows a bunch of times, and I'm like, that has a pacifier in its mouth. That's a big baby. But, like, doesn't look like a baby. It's a weird shape. And then all of a sudden you finally see it. You would have been ready
for this if you played Resident Evil Village.
I don't even think Resident Evil would have prepared me for that boss, because that was fucking weird. I beat that today right after work. Oh my god. Like, I saw it and I'm like, nope, I don't like this. It has to die. I have to kill it with swords and magic and all that kind of stuff.
They definitely went for a visual side of things, though, and they fucking nailed it. Because, like, it's artsy as shit, and then when it wants to be creepy, it is fucking creepy.
Yeah, I love the art style. The art style is amazing. Each character, just the menus, the battles, the dungeons so far look like dungeons. They, to be honest, those haven't been special yet. But like the entire world you're in outside of the dungeon and everything is gorgeous. Like, I'm just loving it. And I'm now, like, you get the different archetypes, like the different classes kind of that you unlock in it. Now I'm now obsessed with like, all right, what one am I maxing out next? And I'm just like unlocking them, and I'm not even fighting enemies for experience. Now I just want to level up those archetypes and then, change everybody so they have different archetypes and level those up. Like just min-maxing my characters already.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
they
love this
definitely
game.
have like their standard fare. Like you do have your mage, you do have your healer, but then they'll have things like the gambler, where essentially one of your main attacks is you throw money to deal damage.
I love that. I love that.
And you'll love it
Yeah,
too, because it doesn't have an elemental property.
Oh, that's
So
actually big.
There is an upside to throwing away your cash because you don't have to worry about resistances and such. But I guess my one important question so far.
Okay.
Who's your favorite character so far?
I knew you were going to ask that, and it's Heimsmay? Oh shoot, now what's his name?
Heimsmay.
Heimsmay.
Yeah, the bat.
I thought it was going to be one of these three characters. All of a sudden, you get this little like Shadow Knight thief bat. I'm like, that fucking guy. That's the fucking guy right there. And his voice is like this, like very well educated British person. I'm in. Like, this is my favorite person. I need this guy in my life.
I think also why this voice acting really does well. It's similar to how it works so well with Expedition 33. Is it's not just the same Americanized voice acting all the time. So.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm assuming if you are playing this game and you're from like Britain or wherever else, and you're hearing these voices, now it suddenly doesn't sound nearly as fantasy to you. To us, holy shit, it does sound like another world because we don't hear these accents all the time.
Yeah. I'm loving it. The only complaint I have about it is not actually against the game. Performance on consoles, which is where I'm playing it, is spotty.
Really?
When you play when you play on Xbox, you go to the like main first big town that you keep going back to, the main city. I've watched a Digital Foundry thing on it after because I was like, why the fuck is this so stuttery? And like, it seems like it's going up in frame rate and then down. It's exactly what it's doing. It's like a 60 frames per second game, but then you go into the town and it's like 42, 49, 43, 51. And it's just like, it can't handle it. I don't know if it's the game itself. I played this on
console, and I realized no, I just played it through Game Pass for PC. Never.
No, you played on PC. Yeah, on PC this would be like I'd be playing it no problem. The thing is like with a JRPG, I want to be on a couch and be very comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at my desk and all of that stuff with their length. So yeah, I'm like willing, like whatever. When I'm in town, it'll be 40 something frames per second. I'll be fine. But yeah, apparently it's the exact same on PS5. When you're in certain areas and there's a fair bit going on, like a big town and stuff, if you turn the camera too fast, oh boy, are you going to notice? Because it's like the Xbox is like, oh fuck, like it just can't.
That's a shame. I do want to replay it again at some point, and now that I've already finished it, I want to actually play with some mods and see what people have done with it. I haven't looked to see what the mod community has been like for that game, but like somebody always does something weird. That's what I want.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of nudes for sure. It's an anime. You can find those.
Aside from that, thank you very much. What do you take?
Yeah. Somebody should turn Heimsman into a human and a degenerate. Yeah, I think yeah. That's right. Kaylan's right. But yeah, those are the two games, the main ones I've been playing, because I'm not talking Balatro again.
Oh, what a shame. Well, I've been playing with a couple of things. I'll talk about the one game that I wanted to say that I'd finish, but it just keeps crashing, so I can't. So I'm just going to have to do something different. But I'll start with that. It's a game that I just randomly stumbled across on Steam, as I like to do sometimes. That's called Dice Gambit. And it's one that, like, when I first started playing it, I'm like, okay, this will probably be something that I, like, sink in for a little bit of time and then just kind of get bored of because it's not going to be that big a deal. But immediately the art style grabbed my attention, so I was like, all right, we've already got a starting point. Cool. Let's see where this goes from here. And then the longer that I played it, the more that I was like, oh, this actually is really, really goddamn fun. I was not anticipating that. And just kind of kept going and going and going through it. And I'm like, all right, I'm past the tutorial. I really like this. This is going to be something I'm probably going to stick a good chunk of time in. All right. I'm super stoked. What's this going to do? And then the game just started to freeze my computer altogether. And I thought, like, okay, maybe it's my PC.
Oh no,
maybe it's
PC gaming's not working.
Yeah, I know, right? And then, but then I realized, no, I played Cyberpunk for like 6 hours straight with mods in 4K. So clearly this indie game is not taxing my system to the point that it's just, destroying it to all end. So I know it's not that. So it must just be something weird that's just not jiving with my system. So I'll probably wait until it's, got some more updates to it. Maybe I perused around, like, the errors seems to be like there's some crashing errors here and there. So I don't know, maybe it's just me having luck of the draw. That's PC gaming for you. But I really fucking like this game because it's got a bit of like XCOM meets like Persona meets like, like roguelite sort of deal to it. And it has a bit of like this over the top, like anime-ish, cartoonish sort of like vibe to it. Cause like the honestly, I'll say this flat out, this game's character creator is the fucking best. I fucking love it because it's got some of the weirdest costumes, some of the weirdest designs, like, and the facial expressions your characters make are just fucking absurd. It really does feel like Cartoon Network level, like facial expressions and shit. So I'm already super down for that. And the gameplay is honestly like pretty solid. Like I said, it's got a bit of XCOM to it, a bit of like, obviously, like the way that your turns are scripted is that you roll a die. You roll, I think your characters will always start at 6. You can eventually upgrade it so that it's 7, or you can put stats of certain things and it ends up downgrading it to 5, but maybe your attack power is really high, but stuff like that. But like you'll roll and there will be different options, like there will be attack, there will be defend, there will be movement, there will be special, because you'll have certain special abilities that you can use. And you allocate those resources to how you want to use that turn. So maybe you need to move a little bit. Maybe you need to defend because you're just going to take a bunch of damage and you need to prep for that. Or maybe because eventually you start getting abilities that take certain combinations of dice and you start to decide, okay, do I want to use that for this? Do I want to use that for that? And then each turn you'll get a re-roll. So if you want to say like you really want to use an attack and a defend, but you're not really caring too much about movements, so you can take those movements if you rolled 4 of them and just re-roll 4 dice again. And you get, I think, a max of 2 because you can kind of store them through a couple of turns. But because I never got far enough to see how deep it goes. I maybe put like maybe 4 hours into it before I went, okay, this game keeps crashing. I can't keep doing this forever. Like I'm not going to play like for half an hour, lose progress, have to do another half an hour again, whatever else. But like the complexity of like, obviously every time you level up, it gives you very much that roguelite choice of certain abilities you can unlock, certain passive skills. So it really does allow you to kind of make the classes your own. The only complaint that I had for what little I played is that you don't unlock like all the classes right away. So at first, your main character especially is just going to go through whatever you've unlocked. So it feels like at the beginning, you're not necessarily like making different characters so much as you're just making characters that start off with a certain job and then work their way to other things. So the abilities haven't quite felt the same yet. I wish I'd played more time to really see how much it opens up. But like as a starting point for like 3 hours or so, this is a hidden gem that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. And I think if you're, especially if you're a roguelike kind of guy, I think you'd be super into this kind of game. But yeah, like this would have been like, at the time I was decided to quit out on it. If not for the crashes, this was starting out to be a 10 for me because I was loving everything about this game. But instead I found myself playing a different 10 out of 10, which did not crash on me and also didn't take me that long to beat, which was Sword of the Sea, which I was over the moon about. And I remember playing Abzu, which was the first game that this developer Giant Squid brought out, and it was very gorgeous, but I was like, this is all right. I wasn't super into it. And I was like, well, Sword of the Sea is going to be something, similar to that. I'll have a decent time. I'll vibe a little bit. And, it'll be a nice thing. And I played half an hour into it and I went, oh God, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. We're just going to keep going. And then 4 hours later, I was done. And there are certain games that make you really, really comfortable. This is one of those games that made me extremely comfortable. And the way that the music adjusts as thing goes on, it's very natural. It's so breathtakingly gorgeous. Apart from like the very end of the game, there's really like no, intensity to it. So you're just like really chilling and vibing through it. And even the platforming that I've started just calling this game Tony Hawk's Sword Skater because that's really what it is. And if Tony Hawk was a cozy game, yeah, it does a pretty damn good job of it because The platforming, I didn't obviously like quote unquote 100% it. There was one ability that I never unlocked because I didn't get enough currency. But like most of the stuff, like whether it was finding certain hidden areas, finding out where certain, treasure chests are being kept with some of the currency, just like obviously in some cases just seeing if I could get like as out of bounds as possible as I could out of the maps in some areas. Just like even that alone was very interesting to me. But like in terms of its core gameplay, like there's nothing too crazy about it. Like it's just, again, you're skateboarding with a sword. There are certain levels where there will be things like platforming you'll have to deal with, or little puzzles here and there, but they're not like, I wouldn't even call them puzzles. It's just, hey, go get this piece, get across the map to unlock that, you'll be fine. And for the small journey that it is, it does it phenomenally well. Nothing feels out of place. Nothing feels like, anything got rushed. Like, if you're looking for some sort of a story, like, I'm sure there was something there that I'm just not aware of, but I wasn't really playing it to look into, like, a lore thing. Like, there's these little obelisks that are scattered across the map that have, like, story bits to them. I didn't really find myself paying that much attention to it. I was more just there for the experience than it was anything else. And just as the experience alone, 10 out of 10, solid. I'll probably be looking at this as like my visual award for the end of the year. Maybe because we kind of have like some sort of award that's just like there for like the I don't know. Do we have a cozy award anymore? I don't remember. Or if we did just have something, we'll probably
we can make one if we want.
Good question.
We could always just make like
we can make one.
Yeah, we can do a cozy
one.
We can just call it the couch game, the one where you feel the most comfortable just sitting back and playing. There we go. There's an idea.
I mean, no one's going to stop us on what categories we have in our award show.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley. What are you going to do about it? But yeah, this is a solid experience, and especially because it doesn't demand too much of your time, it's more than worth it. Now, price tag wise, what I say is it is probably not, because it is really short. I still enjoyed the shit out of it, and I'm not going to look at price value as how I review a game. But like, if you're looking to buy this, you could stand to wait for this to drop at least 33% off. But either way, like
for that trade, yeah.
It's more than worth the 4 to 5 hours of your time, unless you really want to go and 100% it, because there is a new game plus to it. I don't know what that really means. You just keep your abilities. I'm not sure if there's more else to it. I never played another run to see. But even just for the 4 to 5 hours it takes you to finish it, more well than worth your time. Absolutely worth it.
Nice. Yeah, I want to give that one a go. It looks like Tony Hawk mixed with the Journey, that PS3 game that I
pretty
really
much
loved. Yeah, I want to give that a go for sure.
For sure. Well, we've done enough talking about games that do exist, so let's talk about games that will never exist, most likely in our fictitious world here.
They could.
So
AI is doing wonders. I can make my games and win with my mind anytime I want.
That is true.
It's true.
That is true. But yeah, so whether it's a small concept, whether it's a large thing, we thought about like, hey, why don't we show game devs just how smart we are and how really we should be the ones working in the industry and not sitting here. Don't give me that look, Kaylan. You know what I mean. Look.
I don't know about that.
Look. I know that my game will get greenlit because all I'll say is at the end of it, you know what? And it's live service. And they'll be like, that's a great idea. Let's fucking do it. I'm looking right at you, Sony. You got $400 million for me? But alas.
If you got a live service, they probably do.
Yeah, probably. Who really wants to pitch first?
Well, I've only got one, so I should definitely not go first because I know Kaylan had like 2 different ones, and Adam, I don't know how many.
Oh, I just got
had.
one massive one. So.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Okay. Well, how about I'll go first?
Kaylan.
I'll pitch one of my games, and then we'll circle.
Yes.
Let you guys do, and then I'll circle back.
Yes, I love that.
So, the one game that I've always said, like, I've never said this once, but the thing I've always thought of is that if I were to make a game, the game that I would want to make is I would want to make a Legend of Zelda Link to the Past style, Link to the Past, the top-down one. I'd like to make that style of game, but I'd like to make it a Japanese-style samurai story. So think of like that world. You've got like the green, but like I'd change it to more like pinks, whites, cherry blossom kind of like style, and just kind of do it where like you kind of start off as like a nobody, or like maybe like you lost all your equipment, and you like slowly, as you go to these different like areas, you start getting different skills. So you get like shurikens, you get like samurai swords, you get all that kind of stuff. Maybe you're like training to be a ninja. I don't really have everything lined up. But I'd love to see a Legend of Zelda style game, top down, go to these 8 different areas. You have to defeat these 8 different, like, could be, samurai that you have to beat as like a Ronin, you have to beat them, or, avenge something. Or even like, hey, you want to be a samurai who's going on a mythical quest and you're beating like these 8 mystical creatures, and like you go to the dungeon, each one gives you different like skills as a samurai. That is something I would love to see, and I think the art style would represent really well in a top-down kind of pixelated art style look. So if you're a developer and you want to work with it, that's a free idea. All I ask is for a free game code.
An amazing idea. I would play the heck out of that. I know me, and I would.
I mean, all you have to do is say
I'm not a developer. I will not
like,
be
what?
making a pay. Yeah, no, 100%. And samurai. I heard those 2 things, and I'm like, oh.
I'm surprised that they haven't. Like, I want to say like Asian inspired, and then I'm like, wait, like Legend of Zelda is Asian, because I want to see one that kind of tackles
what Zelda games are today. That's Ghost of Tsushima. But if we're talking in terms of Link to the Past, yeah, like nothing's really kind of been like that. That's in a samurai sort of era.
Like, I'd almost do like a Black Myth Wukong style thing where you're like going and fighting all these mythical creatures. Haven't played the game, but like I understand that you're just going around fighting these mythical creatures, and like do that in a top-down sort of 8 levels, 8 dungeons kind of thing. Each one gets you a new skill that unlocks new areas, that kind of thing.
That's a great idea. I love that. All right, well, I guess I'll go.
I'm gonna throw it off to. Yeah, go for it, Chris.
Oh,
what do you got? What are you cooking?
So for me, when I was thinking about this question for today's episode, I was like, what is the game I missed the most? Like, not the specific game, like the type of game. And then obviously the first things came to my mind were like, make Chrono Trigger 3 and make Xenogears 2. But then I was like, that's cheap enough. That's not even actually, I wouldn't have anything to say. I would just say that and move on. So I was like, no, like what type of game do I really want? And oddly enough, the thing that came to my mind a lot was like the 3rd-person cinematic adventure game. Like it seemed, and I'm talking like the linear, just there are multiple chapters and it's like you go through a movie. Think Uncharted, right? Like Uncharted 2, very much a cinematic experience beginning to end. Because everything else these days is a lot more open world, and it's like, no, it's got to have more options and side quests. I don't want that. I want to go through like a movie where I'm playing the main character. And the other thing I was thinking when I was like, okay, what kind of game? It's like a unique IP. Like I haven't seen a unique IP. Everything is just like a sequel to another game that maybe is in a different genre and that kind of stuff, right? So I came up with an idea of a 3rd-person cinematic adventure, but it's actually about like these underwater explorers going on an adventure to find like a lost hidden relic or something. And it'd be something that'd be a lot of fun. It would be like an adventure movie that would have come out in the 90s, only with like current modern day graphics kind of idea. Where it's like there's a character and he has like a cool like steampunk submarine looking thing, like the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or something. He's like, he wins I don't know, some sort of like a map in a poker game in a tavern or something like that, that has like an ancient relic that might be somewhere in the ocean. He's got a crew of people and it's like all their personalities and everything kind of play off each other. That's a bit of character development, obviously, throughout the game on everybody. But it's that you play as this main character. Maybe some other characters would be like there with you, but it's about you playing as that main character. And it's like you and this crew goes in your submarine and it's like on an adventure. It's like, all right, let's see if we can find this, this hidden thing, treasure, money, fame, whatever, like typical reasons for the story that all very cliche. I'm even looking for the cliche. I don't care. But yeah, so the idea is that it's like you would play and the game would take place underwater, like you'd be in the submarine and it would go, you wouldn't have to drive the submarine for the most part, except for maybe some story moments and stuff like that. But it starts off very like normal, but the deeper you go in the ocean, like the more fantastical and shit gets. Like it starts off like, oh, normal caves that you go and stop in and you got to go through. But then when you come out the other end, all of a sudden everything like is a little bit weirder. Like, oh, look at these weird gems and these weird plant life and stuff. And you'd have like a harpoon gun or something, not a slow harpoon gun, like some sort of like, think of like an automatic rifle, but like shooting harpoons and stuff. So it makes sense for underwater, but also isn't slow as heck. So the gameplay would suck. You'd keep going, and all of a sudden, as you go deeper, you start finding like old ancient shit going on. Maybe it's a little more futuristic than like obviously the time period this game would take place in. Maybe they get some crazy ass fucking creatures and then you have to do some boss battles with some stuff. And again, it's all like third person, perspective, just firing harpoons at the boss, hit the weak spots, all that kind of like normal shit. But then maybe it gets even more fantastical. All of a sudden you're in areas and it looks like you're on an exotic island beach, yet you're somehow underwater, like all of that kind of shit. With really cool music that would make sense for it, very like that you'd hear in maybe Avatar, or you'd have heard in Clair Obscur, but like not, as French and everything, like something that fits for an underwater theme, but like just really cool music and a really cool story, and this adventure of like going down, and things obviously start to go off the rails, don't go as they're supposed to go. The relic at the end of it would be not what you're expecting it to truly be. Big hero moments have to be decided, maybe end of the world kind of shit. Again, think like Uncharted, but instead of being modern day, maybe it's like a little bit older, and it's this guy with this cool underwater steampunk submarine kind of thing. I don't know, but basically just like a linear cinematic first person game that is not open world. It's like 25 hours, just pure story and action and that kind of stuff, right? Like that's what I was craving. So I came up with like that kind of an idea.
Sounds really cool. It kind of gives like Dave the Diver meets Uncharted kind of vibes, and I like it.
Oh my goodness, yes, it does. And I did not even realize I was doing that, but that may have been all of my inspirations mixed into one.
I was waiting for the part, and then at the end of the game, you realize these ruins that you found, it's just Earth, but now it's like 500 years in the future. You just come across like some dilapidated Statue of Liberty.
I mean, I haven't written the ending yet. You don't know, that may not be it. Maybe it's just Atlantis, and it's just the Disney movie Atlantis when you get there, and it's like, what the fuck? Everyone's animated. Who knows? It could be anything.
Statue of Liberty is just a sea monkey.
Wait, it's not originally? I don't, yeah. But yeah, that's the idea I came up with. And clearly we'll have a card game like Balatro on the ship that you can play at any time.
It's really just a vessel for Balatro.
It's really just Balatro,
As
which is in Dave the Diver.
All games are just vessels for card games.
Yeah. Hey, Balatro's in a lot of other games. You can play Balatro within Dave the Diver when you go, because they have a crossover. It's wild, guys. So it's got to be in this one too.
Basically, he plays Dave the Diver so that his wife is like, "Are you still playing that Balatro?" "No, sweetie, I'm playing Dave the Diver. It's completely different."
That's what Chris needs to, like. He's gonna finally just give up on playing Balatro. He's gonna start learning how to mod games so that way he can put Balatro in other games. So he can say, no, I'm playing Madden.
Yeah, it's like where I got Balatro running on like a smart fridge on the screen and shit, like what they do with Doom, running within Excel. Yeah.
Are you playing that stupid car game again? No, I'm making ice.
Side note, because we're talking about Balatro. Chris, did you ever see that there was a guy who had made like a mock-up of like what it would look like to have an actual physical copy of Balatro?
Oh, I think I did. Yeah, that was like a month ago. I think I saw that.
Yeah.
I want that.
That would be such a shit show trying to make that into like a physical thing.
I think it would be the calculations that are required after every hand.
You need a calculator.
Yeah.
I'm a mathematician, but like, do I want to do that much work? I don't know. I'll just play Dave the Diver version of Balatro. It's a lot easier.
Or you can just play Balatro. Adam, what do you got?
So I'll tell you how I got this topic, because I'm the one that suggested this originally. So there's an article that came out on IGN recently talking about the new Expanse game that's apparently going to be coming out at some point, Osiris Reborn.
Yeah.
And the article was called "The Expanse of Osiris Reborn is our best hope for a new BioWare-style RPG." So I am here to save Mass Effect, except not call it Mass Effect. I'm here to save it by making an actual good version of it so that people stop buying them and they stop making them, so they stop ruining it further. So my concept comes based off of how they completely bungled what Andromeda was supposed to be. The way Andromeda was sold originally is you exploring new galaxies. what Andromeda ended up being was everything's fucked up and now you just fight some aliens. That's Andromeda in a nutshell. Yes? Yes, Kaylan?
To be fair, human history has been go explore new things and destroy them. That's basically been our
That's
whole
why
version
my
of the
game's
story.
a concept.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm, gotta dust off the history degree. Kind of run how our exploration works.
That's why this is fiction and a fantasy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Never achieving
Go
Star
ahead.
Trek.
It's all good. I understand. You just can't understand the fact that I'm a genius and whatever. Anyway, so the issue that Andromeda had is that the second you get on the first planet, like you are unfrozen, you wake up and this planet is already fucked to shit, storms everywhere. Like it's not like what you guys thought it was gonna be. And then you land there and you see an alien, not a race you've ever seen before. And you don't have a choice. You're going to have to fight it no matter what. Even if you don't shoot it, it will eventually fight you. Why are you holding up your hand again?
Just circling back to my comment. Go ahead.
I know. You're probably going to shoot it anyway. Goddamn. Yeah, I hate all of you. But the problem with that game is that it takes the idea of you being an explorer and removes the exploration stuff. Sure, there's an open world there and you can go look around at stuff, but like you're not actually exploring the planet. You're going around looking at ruins, trying to save the planet, and then fighting aliens in the process. It's not really what the game is supposed to be, at least not what I wanted it to be. So the way that I had always thought of a game like this being, and the biggest problem that a lot of these games have is that they always are like, well, we have to have action, otherwise you guys aren't going to play anything. It's like, no. You don't have to be going guns blazing at the start of any fucking game. There's a thing that we do in video games that sometimes is called world building. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this concept before. So what I want to do, I'm not going to do the same situation of, we're worried that the Earth's going to be destroyed, so we're sending out a bunch of people, as a safety policy. This is literally just we found, similar to like how it happens in the OG Mass Effect, we find these a way all of a sudden to just do faster than light travel, and this is our first major expedition to go and actually find, what else is out there. So maybe it's the Andromeda Galaxy, maybe it's whatever other galaxy they pick, doesn't matter at this point. So they pick the planet that they think was the most habitable. You go there, and it's sure enough, it's exactly what you dreamed it is. Full of greenery, full of water. The temperatures are exactly what you like them to be. Everything is set up for this to be a world to build upon. The strange thing, though, is that when you land there, now it's you guys studied this, when you were trying to set up the planet. Now, faster than light travel, obviously, there's this time dilation stuff. Interstellar kind of explained that pretty well. And you get there, and all of a sudden, this world was supposed to be basically like what it was before we even existed as humans on Earth. It's just supposed to be like, at most, vegetation, some wildlife, but not much else. But there's these buildings. And there's a lot of like weird, like almost like this is like the Mayans, like Aztec sort of stuff going on. Like it seems like there was something alive and going here. And you start looking through these ruins and you start to get a sense of what's going on. And with the technology you have, you start slowly deciphering, little things here and there from like the graphical, like hieroglyphic sort of stuff there. And you're starting to be like, okay, like there's clearly something living here. And we don't know what's happened to them, but we're starting to see that like there's some certain events here that might have transpired. And you realize all of a sudden, and this is like hours in. Now, I will give you some combat tutorials. You're going to have some like VR simulations so we don't bore you guys to death. So you're like, oh, there's no shooting here. What am I supposed to do? But eventually you get to a point where you stumble across this like secret passage in an old ruin, and you stumble into like this underground area where actually there's a lot of like this new race you've never seen before, and they're like sentient. They have their own language, and they've been living here this entire time, but it's clear that they had to escape from something, but you're not sure what. And then you realize as you stay on the surface longer and longer that you're not the only people capable of space travel that's visited this planet. And that's where you start to realize that, oh, they've been trying to escape what they thought was like the gods coming to take care of them for not doing like for sinning or whatever concept you want to put in there. And now that you've started the journey of, okay, you've realized that there's this race here that is now here at this planet that you've tried to colonize on, but now they're already under attack by people that try to deal with them first. So now you're in this case of, do we fight these people off to save them? Or do we fight these people off so that we become the ones taking over this planet? And that's kind of where that like good versus evil choices that you can make kind of come from. Whether that means, obviously, with this being a BioWare-esque game that I want to make, do you decide to go with the romance options of maybe as you start to learn the language, similar to like how in Avatar you would start to like adjust to being able to work with the Na'vi? Do you start to like be interested in this race, and do you feel like going to that route, or do you just decide to like, nope, these people are either going to be at worst slaves or dead, that you're just like, nope, we're not doing any of that, and we're just going to go romance whatever humans we got with us, and we're just going to go crazy on our space expedition to get rid of this rebel of space fascists, or this group of space fascists, so that we can be the real space fascists and take over this planet ourselves. Because to me, like, the biggest thing that I wanted with Mass Effect Andromeda originally is I wanted to feel less like another army soldier, because I love Mass Effect Trilogy to death, but also it sucks that you already are a veteran that has done a lot of shit. I don't want to be the guy who's already got a story. I want to become the guy who's got a story. And I want to be like, I want to be a space explorer that's really never shot a gun before until like I train for this expedition. I don't want to be this combat veteran. I want to be someone who is slowly trying to piece together what's happening on this world that we thought was going to be barren and ready for us, and then slowly becoming the hero or the villain, depending on which way I want to go in that direction.
That sounds fun.
I like it. Cool concept.
Yeah.
It'll never
That would be
happen,
fun.
and then I'll play the new Mass Effect and be like, God damn it, they still don't know what to do.
The next Mass Effect is actually just a ship management game. You don't even play as a character. You're just the AI on the ship, and you have to repair it as it goes around.
Probably be more fun than Andromeda was.
Oh,
I mean, Chris, we both played oh my god, the Alters. Ship management's not that bad.
actually, that's true.
All right, Kaylan, well, you
All
got
right,
some
Kaylan.
other stuff. What you got?
So there is a game from 1993, a series actually, called Syndicate. Are you guys familiar with this one?
I know of it, yes.
I know of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't, Syndicate is like this top-down isometric kind of game. Think along the lines of like Fallout, Commandos, where you are sort of leading kind of like an XCOM team. And you're vying for power. So basically what's happened is corporations have taken over and are now sort of like the quasi-governments and war amongst each other for power. And so you are part of one of these syndicates, and you are vying and fighting to take control and grow your syndicate in this multi-world of corporate governments running it. And you do things like kidnappings, you do corporate espionage, all that kind of shady, dark stuff that we all love. What I'd like to do is I'd like to give this the Fallout 3 treatment. So where you had Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, top-down, isometric, RPG games, I'd like to do the same thing with this series. So what it is, you still are the, CEO, board executive of some syndicate government running the show, and you are playing and rivaling against other ones, a la Billionaires style game. You run this organization, and what you do is you have a bunch of different operatives. And what you can do is you send them out, and they go and do these missions for you. So I'd like to see that, where you can kind of like vie for power and kind of make that play. Or conversely, I'd like to see you be one of these syndicate agents in this world, and you can kind of choose which, syndicate group you're going to work with, and which ones you're going to work with, which ones you're going to double cross, which ones you're going to actively be against, and kind of have that sway of which faction comes out on top. And so for me, like, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I think if you kind of turned it into a first person open world RPG with different factions kind of fighting over the city, I think it would do really well. We've got Cyberpunk 2077. That's right?
Yep.
At 27. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I had a brain fart for a moment. Like, you're coming off of Cyberpunk. It's hugely popular. Bethesda, Fallout is a fantastic franchise. I think those two kind of blend perfectly, and to take this old genre or this old IP, I think you breathe some life into it and make a very cool open world RPG game.
That would be cool.
I mean, you put a cyberpunk something on something, and I'm already interested. So,
oh man, I'm like a sucker for cyberpunk.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got some great ideas.
I know, right? We're like game developers right now. Like, Neil, give me a call. Let's talk.
I think we all agree the best idea was when I said let's remake Chrono Trigger 3. I feel like that was where we were all aligned, for sure.
I thought we were all agreeing that Kaylan like really wanted to make a new Kingdom Hearts. But with Looney Tunes characters.
That's so confusing. What would you call it besides Kingdom Hearts 4?
I mean, it's irrelevant what you call it. The name means nothing.
That's true, because so does the story. Hey. I play that series and I still make jokes about its story because it's nonsensical.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Speaking of games, like, how long do you think we get our first K-pop Demon Hunter video game? Because, like, I don't know, like, if you guys have you guys seen this movie?
So I guarantee you, if it's not this year, it'll be very soon next year because someone's gonna make some shitty mobile ripoff for it.
Chris, have you seen this movie? I feel like this is like a movie you've definitely seen.
I haven't seen it. No. I know what it is. I know a lot about it, but I haven't actually seen it myself. No.
I took one look at it and went, I'm not interested, but I know this is going to blow up and I hate it.
It is on repeat at our house. My kid has discovered it and Jen loves it. So, like, we went away to a cottage for a couple days and that's the longest we've been without K-pop Demon Hunter. It is absolutely ridiculous how much it's infected this house. It is... It's actually, surprisingly good. It's from the same guys who did like the Miles, like the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movies and stuff like that. So it's that style of animation.
Yeah,
it surprisingly holds up. But yeah, I can't wait till we get a K-pop Demon Hunter game. I'm not gonna play it, but it's coming.
I just realized something. I made light of it at the start of the show, but I never actually asked Kaylan, what's your actual opinion on the Splinter Cell anime?
Honestly, I love it. Like, I kind of like, I am starting to become more and more open to the anime style. Like, I've watched a couple of these video game animation games.
I've still got to catch Devil May Cry 1.
Yeah. Like, I watched Blue Eye Samurai. Like, I like that show. So I don't have a problem with this. Like, I think it's really cool. I think, like, it's a good start. I think this is definitely a way for them to test the waters and see how this is received. I think if it's received well, either one, it's already in production, and this is just kind of getting the Splinter Cell IP out there to people who've never heard of it. Because think about it, the last game was what? Like, there's obviously like Blacklist and stuff, but
I was gonna say, wouldn't it have been on like the PS3 360 generation?
Yeah, Splinter Cell Blacklist, I think, was the last one.
Because like lately, like, and I love that this is happening now. It seems like instead of just going the live action route, a lot of companies are like, dude, Japan knows how to animate this shit. Why the fuck are we doing live action for stuff that doesn't make any sense?
I think honestly video games lend themselves to animation, whether it's anime style or doing any sort of other kind of animation. Like, they're video games. Like, it's really hard to do and capture it in live action. So I think doing it. But yeah, Splinter Cell Blacklist, that one was like from a while ago. So like no one's heard of this, or like very few people are aware of this. So like to get like new people and new faces into it, yeah, start off with like a Splinter Cell anime and then drop a game next year so we can all play that and be super excited.
Kaylan is so hopeful. This is a man grasping onto hope.
It has to happen.
I'm gonna spend I swear to God.
One day, Lucy is gonna hold the football, and Charlie Brown is not gonna go up on his ass. Like, it's gonna happen one day.
I cannot wait for the Game Awards and for no Splinter Cell trailer to happen, just so it can be like, and another major event's gone without it happening.
Also, Kaylan plays one turn-based RPG, and all of a sudden he's a weeb with the anime and stuff. When did this happen?
What was it?
Side note,
Final Fantasy
Expedition 33 would be a fucking tremendous anime.
Oh yeah, they could do crazy shit with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Cyberpunk's Edge Runners is getting a second season tells me all I need to know. Like, anime is the right choice for most series.
Oh,
So I'm just throwing
especially,
this out there into my conspiracy theory. I was looking up Splinter Cell Blacklist, which came out 12 years ago. Apparently, as there's an article here from April 29th, 2025, they added achievements into Steep. So they are updating Splinter Cell Blacklist. It is not dead. This thing has legs. Splinter Cell 2026.
Kaylan, if you're lucky, you'll see a remaster of one. I don't think we're...
I will take it. I don't even think I want a new game. I think I just want the old ones remastered.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
But not Prince of Persia Stand of Time from like that style. No, don't do that one. Get a good one.
Sounds like a fun idea, though. I'm going to note that in our notes for the future, is that to actually, like, maybe one episode when we don't have anything going on, we'll be like, okay, let's take a massive list of franchises and, like, say, okay, what would work better, live action or animated or anime? Just don't even say animated. Screw it. No. You go to one extreme or the other.
I've put it down in our notes.
Sick. All right. Any last things? I think, Kaylan, you said you only had the 2 ideas anyway, right?
That was it for me. Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I'll put out one more idea. I will put out this game now. Bear with me on this concept. It's called Flinter Bell. All right, I'm not gonna go any further. I thought about that for like 2 seconds. I'm like, nah, I can't be that clever on the top right away. But it's coming out this year, I swear.
On the Dreamcast 2.
Electric
I don't know
coming.
why I'm here.
Anyways, now that I'm done teasing, Kaylan, thank you so much for checking us out this week here on the PixelPlay Podcast. You guys all know the drill. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. If you're listening on any audio platform and you can give us a rating, please do so there. Otherwise, share with all your friends. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Obviously, you got our link tree, linktr.ee/pixelplay podcast, link to our Discord, and things I guess that we don't use, but link to the Discord. So come hang out with us there. We've got a couple of new members recently. We're excited to see more of you in there. So yeah, and whether that's you just want to shoot the shit with us, you want to pitch us some ideas that maybe we should do for a future topic, we're always down to hear whatever you guys got there. So we look forward to you there. Otherwise, we will see you later this week on Friday when Chris and I, go through the best JRPGs of the 2000s. Kaylan, I'm sure you'll be just absolutely just spending every waking moment waiting for that episode to come out because you can't wait.
I don't think I can name 5.
He probably just starts naming off Final Fantasy games. He's like, you're kind of close.
He played 16, so he knows that there are ones before it.
But yeah, look forward to that.
At least 16 or 15.
Nope, 15's not there yet. Eventually, if he goes back far enough, he'll catch up, but either. So yeah, we'll see you next week when we'll see if there's anything in the news to talk about. Otherwise, we'll just keep making stuff up as we go because, hey, we're gamers. We just made up a bunch of really awesome game concepts. I'm sure we can come up with another good topic easily. That shouldn't be that hard. We just made some game of the years here. This is easy for us.
I'm waiting for Nintendo and Bethesda to hit me up on the link tree just to say, hey, we want to talk.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Sounds like a plan to me. BioWare, I'm not taking calls. I'm doing this better than you, and you can't stop me.
Anybody can call me.
With no.
All right, well, Kojima's going to call, and he's going to be like, I got an idea kind of like yours. And then he tells you your idea, and you're like, that doesn't sound anything like my idea at all now that I think about it. But hey, if you get the residuals, I'm sure you take it anyway, right?
100%.
Holy shit, Kojima, the amount of money you make off residuals? Jesus Christ. People buy anything that man puts out right now. But all right, folks. That's going to do it. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. So take care wherever you may be. Bye-bye for now.